Hey, guys, it's Kennedy, it's your girl Kennedy, a whole single. And I just want to stop in again and just show you some love and share another subscriber letter with you today. So, first and foremost, I want to thank all of my 805 subscribers. You all what keep me doing this, keep me motivated, and keep me just filled with love and hope and the desire to be whole, the desire to be stronger and wiser and better than I was yesterday. We are only in competition with ourselves. We want to be better today than we were yesterday. Okay? And so, with that being said, like, subscribe to the channel, share the channel. If you find this information useful in your life, as much as I feel you're coming to the channel, my seeing you viewing the videos, everything and the correspondence is what really keeps me motivated. So I love you guys by the gallon, and let's get into it today. So today we're talking about, are you playing house or are you planning for the future? So I got a subscriber letter. And the story goes a little something like this. And you all know that we have had more than one conversation. When it comes to me, I get a letter, I respond, email, I respond. A couple of times we, get building rapport, and then we'll do a video chat or something like that where we can really get some meaningful dialogue and back and forth. And then I always ask for permission before I use the story or this testimony on my channel, and I still don't use the name. But anyway, let's go. So here is the letter. Hey sis, loving what you're doing. I appreciate you being so transparent and vulnerable with us. That just helps me stay motivated to want to be better myself. Love you for that. Love you for that. And so we go on into what's going on. So we'll just say Margaret. She met this guy at her work. He came in to take care of some business in the line of business that she does. She just happened to be covering in another office. So this wasn't someone she, saw on a regular basis. This was somebody that she had, out of chance, just met. And she had been praying for God to send her someone nice and respectful and all that into her life. And so she looked at this situation like, wow, I just said that prayer. And then here I am covering for another manager in her office so she could be off. And this customer comes in that she's aware of. This other manager, she sees this person every month when they come to pay their bill. This Margaret, she just by chance just happened to have prayed. And then this gentleman walks in, he pays the bill, and then he's like, you know what? Um, Real mannerable, I don't mean overstep, are you connected? I'm like, no, no. And he's like, I think you the type of person, because even though he can when came to pay a bill, she's totally like gung ho customer service, so she's filled up a rapport with him even in that paying the bill and stuff. So he's checking her out the whole time. She's just doing her thing. So then when he asked her to go out with him, she's like, oh, okay, he mentioned the type of place he was going, like a shot house. And she's like thinking to herself, that's not really her type of party, but he gonna take her out. She'll chance it, she'll try it, she'll go. So they set up the date, changed phone numbers, everything. And then they went, and it was a nice little hole in the wall, like they call it. She wasn't used to that kind of thing, but she wasn't she says like she's not arrogant or flighty and and everything like that, even though she likes things like Jazzy's on Third, or or maybe the Wine Loft, or maybe some things like that. He, that was his cast. So she, he's respectable. He took her in as a lady. You want to have a seat, you want something to eat, you want, and everything. So, even though it was a kind of rough little place for her, she still went along, and she really actually had fun because she's customer service, so she has outgoing personality. Fast forward through some of the between the letter and the conversations. I'm mixing it all up, trying to hurry up and get this story out so we can really dissect it. Okay, so time goes on, and they're seeing each other now. He has his own place. She has her own place. Um, After a couple of weeks or so, not just a couple of weeks, he starts to come over to her house afterward. First, it was once or twice a week. Then, after maybe about 3, 4 weeks, it was every day he's coming over. So he coming over at the work, and they sitting around and everything. Now, mind you, he gets off of work about 2 or 3 hours before she does. He goes in earlier and like that. So she's like, he got 2 or 3 hours when he get off of work to do whatever, lay around, sleep, eat, whatever. And then he comes over. But the fast forward, the feeling she was getting of is the attention. The She's like, this person desires to be with me. This person is leaving his house to come and just sit around and watch TV or whatever with me. And and it's every day. So she getting into the groove of like, okay, this is the routine now. I had my own routine that I had for a long time, and now this is the routine now. She getting off of work. By the time she sits down, good, she knows the phone's gonna ring. Hey, you at home? Yeah. Okay, I'll be there in a minute. And this is every day. Now, he got to the point after only maybe a couple of months or so. Okay, well, when he come over, he starts, well, what did you cook? What did you cook? And so she's like, I just got off. I haven't cooked anything. You want something, I'll go fix it. So, okay, well, what's in there? And she might, she might have a little stuff in there. Because, she was like, her day, her normal routine was that she may get something at lunch and she may bring the rest of it home and eat that for dinner, or she may cook on the weekend and eat off of that for half the week or whatever, and then find little snacks or whatever after that. So now y'all dating a couple of months, and really you trying to halfway shack. You got your place, she got her place, but you over hers most of the time, and you always got the choice to go home. But she's getting into the routine of you being there, and that can be a little tricky for us women. When you've been by yourself for a while and you got your own routine, but you start getting into that phase of feeling lonely or feeling like you really would like that second person, the bills start getting bad, or you can handle them, but you really wish you had that extra. And not just that extra, but you may be doing pretty good and got the extra. And really though, when you want to go on vacation, you want to go to the party, you want to go to the jazz, you want to go with your guy. You want to go and you want him to look good, you want to look good, you want to be looking good on his arm and all that kind of stuff. And you start missing all that, especially if you've had past relationships where you all, did those kind of things, whether it was go to church together, you're on his arm, you went out to the bars or whatever together, you're on his arm. You get used to being on his arm. You see what I'm saying? So then you let go of that. You finally got to the point where you became used to being on your own arm, standing on your own 2 feet, sticking your chest out and having your head up proud. Then here comes the look-alike. I call them the look-alike. They look like the man you really, really want. They start to even act like him. They're coming over every day when they get off, stay the night, leave for work from your house, got a toothbrush there, or maybe tote it back and forth. And but that's appealing. You start changing your pattern, you start changing your productivity. You start, because you're starting to change your habit of coming home and doing things this way, to accepting this person coming over because he is. Sometimes that loneliness, boy, we have to find a way to get around that, because sometimes that look-alike come in, the one that look alike, the one you really want, but that look alike, he has no intentions on getting married. He has no intentions on even really shacking with you, because he's going to always keep his own place and you're going to always keep yours. And he's going to always have a way to go home, because that brother done been put out sometimes, or that brother didn't put away, because maybe you're not looking at the whole picture. He's coming over asking you to cook dinner. Did he put anything in the refrigerator? Did he bring anything to cook? or is he expecting you to be just house and just have those things when that's not your normal routine? See, that's the give and take. Now, see, I wouldn't. I was telling her, there's no, you really, sometimes they want to see how you would be if they was, how you gonna cook, if you gonna do. And I understand all that, man. I do. You want to see, hey, is she wife material? I understand that, and that's that. Hey, but are you husband material? Because the little old song say he can bring home the bacon and I can fry it up in a pan. So see that worked two ways. Cause see in that situation, she paying her bills, you paying your bills. Okay, but I look at it like this. Like at least if you're gonna use your electricity and he ain't paying on the bill, he can bring the food for you to cook. And your energy for cooking it is just the love or the caring or the setup of yes, I am good wife material and I can fry in the kitchen and I'll show you that. But you need to bring me something to fry. Do your part. So I was like, I understand all of that from a man's point of view as well because I have brothers. But the brothers I have and some gentlemen I know, they gonna bring if they gonna ask you to cook, they gonna bring you something to cook or go in on or say, hey, well let me cash up you $100 so you can go shopping and get something to cook because I want some so and so at XYZ. Why don't you get some? Can you cook steak? Oh yeah, baby. What's your favorite thing to cook? I like to cook. Well, let me send you this for the ingredients since you're gonna use your stove and you're gonna use your energy cooking. See, that's the give and take even in building for that if this going to be planning if we're doing this dating in a planning thing there's some things he wasn't doing that she wasn't looking at so or she was seeing but she wasn't saying and she was getting frustrated in the situation because she felt like she was giving more than what he was giving anyway. Fast forward, she, starts to, like mention, well, if you want some pork chops, you work at the place where they sell all the meat. You know, she hinting, and he's still sort of like looking at her like, is she gonna pay for it? Like for real? I'm not getting this, and so I'm like, sis, he may be a really, really good guy. He seemed like he's not a bad guy. He just probably even though he's in his late 50s, I think he's just not as mature minded as you may want. I think that may be a look-alike, yeah. Where you're not planning. That's not planning. Planning is for him to be looking at it like, can she, man want to know, can she cook? Will she cook? Is she clean in the kitchen? Because my mama said, hey, dudes got mamas and sisters, and hey, what her kitchen look like while you eating over there, big bro? They're not understanding. So, but she was doing all that. But she was buying the food, cooking the food. He laying there, he ain't helping with nothing. He just expecting her to change her routine for his routine, but he wasn't trying to, put in it anything in it. He wasn't trying to compromise in the situation. So then it gets fast forward to some other things like he want to continue to go to these hole in the wall shot houses where she's like, I really, that ain't my type of party. Why don't you take me over here once or twice? And his refusing to take her where she want to go or compromise to want to go to some of the type of places she likes to go. That's another thing. Like if you are planning for marriage or planning to gain more information through that data of dating, then you're looking at certain things. You're looking at certain characteristics of a person versus just not, just being there. Seemed like he was just being there. And in that moment and instance and time in her life, her loneliness took over and she just enjoyed him being there. So she moved out of her way of everything. She stopped going to church on Sunday because he wanted to lay around the house. And she just wanted to be close to him. So I'm like, when that happened, that's a trigger. That's a red flag. That's a warning. Real Rogers, that you're supposed to, he's supposed to be wanting to come closer to you and God, first God. And if you're not drawing him closer to God, you might not be the person for him either, because you may not be strong enough for the type of man he is. And so, and I'm just real. I'm just real. I'm honest and to the bone. And I'm not gonna, just because I am a woman, and a lot of times I will see things through a woman's point of view, I have to be fair to the men who subscribe to my channel, in that it's okay to want to see what she gonna do and how she gonna be, but she need to see what you gonna do and how you gonna be too. Are you going to be that provider that provides something to go along with the something she has to make better, or are you gonna come and loaf around and just expect her to, to move in whatever kind of manner you think that you would want a wife to move? I don't understand. See, like when I listen to a man like my pastor, he'll say in a minute that his wife don't pay no bills in the house, because for him, that's the standard of being a man and a provider that he has set for himself. In change, she buy the groceries, and he said they eat good. So when I say that, I'm saying it to say, if they're dating and he's not paying any of her bills, he's not obligated to pay any bills for her because they're just dating, but he wants her to cook or do certain other things, then he may need to compromise and put in on that part. You see what I'm saying? And show her what kind of provider he would be if they were married or if they did go further in the relationship. But see, she wasn't looking for any of that. She wasn't planning. She was just looking to fill the void. This is why being whole is so important. She was just looking to fill that void of loneliness. And whatever it took, it going out of her comfort zone, spend up her money on food she wasn't going to eat, that she just cooking for somebody else, going to places she really didn't want to go just because she wanted to be with this person, stopping and going to church and doing other activities that she normally does because she wants to spend time with this person, and he pout when she leaves, so she stopped going. So you hindering her from going to get her blessing. Selfishness of you gonna do it my way instead of me conforming and maybe getting up once or two Sundays out the month and going with you. Come on, what the family gonna look like when you get together? Is it planning? Y'all talk to me. Anyway, I'm not gonna make this long. I see I'm already almost at 20 minutes. Y'all know some of y'all stop at 5. But I thank the ones that go through the whole video. I love you guys by the gallons. And so let's just think about it and take and absorb that in and just and marinate on it. How am I pursuing this relationship? Am I just trying to feel something, or am I trying to feel something? Anyway, I love you guys by the gallons as always. Peace, love, and what? Fish grease. Why fish grease? Y'all tell me because it's hot.